Welcome back to SHS BNN. I'm Howard and I'm here today with
Miss Wilburn.
And we're to talk about some greenhouse. This class. So speaking of that, what is this class?
This is my greenhouse management class. It is the third class in my pathway, the plant science pathway. You start out with agri-science, you move on to plant science, and then you get to take greenhouse management.
And speaking of greenhouse, what are some of the things that you have to do in this class?
We do quite a bit of things in this class. Obviously, taking care of our greenhouse is the most important thing that we do. But the students learn a lot of responsibility in here. They have to come in, they have to water, they have to take care of our fully functioning greenhouse. They start at the beginning of the year with taking cuttings, they plant seeds. They also work on some dual credit for MTSU as well in this class. So they have a lot to do in here. It's very important.
What are some of the plants that they have to take care of?
Ooh, there's a lot of different plants that they take care of. So we've got several house plants, as you can see behind us. We've also got a couple of hanging baskets, a lot of perennial hanging baskets that people enjoy in their homes. We've also got a couple of vegetables that we sell, a lot of annual flowers that we sell as well. So lots of different things for the students to work with.
And is there different levels of plants as the students go through the classes? Like the third year, you said, is there different things that you won't give the starting student?
That's a really good question. So I like to give my agri-science students vegetables to plant because it's very easy to plant vegetable seeds for them. And then in my plant science class, we mostly work with our hydroponic systems. We grow hydroponic lettuce. We grow a lot of herbs in there. They're typically pretty easy to grow in the hydroponic setting in our small greenhouse. And then here in greenhouse management, this is where we have our students who have been in the pathway for a long time take care of everything.
And how do you get in the class? How do you start off as a freshman? What do you do?
Okay, so if you're interested in taking this class, you definitely have to take agri-science first, where you learn the basics of plant science, you learn the basics of animal science, and then you can either take plant science or animal science. If you decide to take plant science with me, you then get to take principles of plant science and hydroculture, where they learn about the next step of plant science, and then they got to sign up for greenhouse management.
So, talk a little bit about these plants. Do you sell them, or how do you do that?
That is a really good question. Yes, so we prep everything for our plant sale that happens in the springtime. It happens every year in the spring. So everything that you see, well, almost everything that you see will be for sale. We are going to start selling our plants on April 9th for teachers. So teachers, mark your calendar. And then we're also going to start selling on April 10th for the community. So people from the community can come in and buy plants. We'll be open Monday through Fridays from 7:30 to 4:30, and then on Saturdays from 8 until 12, until we sell out, which will hopefully be soon. All right, so as you can see, we've got a variety of hanging baskets in here. Almost all of the hanging baskets that you see are our perennial hanging baskets, which means they're going to come back from year to year. So typically people like to take these, hang them on their front porch. They get very full, very pretty. And then they're, of course, going to come back again the next year, so you can bring them inside and then take them back out, and they'll continue to live. A really fun fact, almost all of our hanging baskets that you see in here come from cuttings. So we take parent plants every year, we save them in the greenhouse, and then the greenhouse management class at the beginning of the year gets to take cuttings from these plants like that, and then they transplant them, and then we make a ton of hanging baskets to sell. So we actually don't have to plant seeds of these guys. We can literally take cuttings right from the stem, plant them into soil, and they'll grow an entire new basket. All right, so if you guys are interested in doing something like this at home, maybe you come and buy one of these wonderful hanging baskets and you would like to make a bunch more, all you have to do is take the stem like this, give it a little cut or even break it off like so, and then if you want to purchase some rooting hormone, you can. It's not completely necessary. Rooting hormone basically just, you dip it in there and it helps the roots grow and develop, or if you just break it off, you can simply plant it into soil like that and it will grow an entirely new plant. And a lot of these right here, you can also put, as you can see, with other different plants. So if you want some mixed baskets, you can do that as well. And again, almost anything that you see in here, we've taken from cuttings like these right here, and we've done what we call propagation. So again, just basically taking them, breaking them off, planting in a new pot. There you go.
And I'm Logan, and I'm here with
Chandler.
All right, Chandler. What's your favorite part of this class?
Probably the accomplishment you get when you come in here at the beginning of the school year you start planting seeds, and then you wait, you replant, you move them to different pots, and then they turn out like this.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And how did you get involved in greenhouse management?
Well, when I first came to Smyrna, I was a freshman. I found out they had a greenhouse, and I was like, it gets you out of class, you're doing work, and you're learning about agriculture. So I signed up for the class, and that's where I am.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool.
Welcome back to SHS BNN. I'm Cameron, and today I'm here with.
Lee Holman.
All right, and we're going to talk about first priority. So, just to get a clarification, what is first priority?
So, First Priority is a club here at Smyrna High School that is very similar to FCA. It's a religious club. Though the difference between FCA and First Priority is that FCA is for athletes, First Priority is for anybody. And we share the gospel, we talk about Jesus, we give people hope.
And I'm curious on how would you join first priority?
Well, anybody can show up. Everybody can join First Priority. We meet at 7:45 in Mr. Drake's room 169 on Friday mornings. And because of the virtual life, we also do meetings at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoons for those on Teams. Just if you would email my shear, she'll put you on the Teams for the meetings. Or she can just email you. Just let us know.
So who kind of runs the lessons? Because I know that there's like I don't know what you would call it, but church Christ, a preacher. Like what kind of deal do you have going on there?
So with it's actually student led. It's a student led club where we have a guide that's put out by First Priority, and we read through the guide, and we talk about whatever we're saying, and we just talk about it as a group. But it's student led. It's pretty cool.
So is there like a schedule for certain things, or can you just volunteer and say, hey, I got this week, or how does that work?
We usually volunteer. Like we don't have, because the numbers fluctuate so much. It's just because the numbers are so fluctuating. Anybody can come and volunteer. Open leadership and open people.
All right, and I know that there's lots of versions of the Bible. I'm just curious on what is the most common used version that y'all use.
It doesn't specify the translations, but I personally use the NIV, and I know some other people use the King James version as well. But it's not the translations aren't specific.
Okay. And I'm curious on. I know that there's lots of different churches out there, like Baptist, Church of Christ.
Denominations.
Yes.
It's not a denomination.
Not okay. That's what I was curious about. So, and what does your attendance look like?
Well, when we first started out, at least when I first started out my sophomore year, we had close to between 15 and 20. And then with, COVID and just whatever else, we usually only had at the start of the year, we had 3 to 4 people. And that is also with the teams as well. So yeah, we haven't had that many people, even after we first started, and we always make the announcements in the morning, but it's just not a lot of people come.
Mm-hmm. And what times do y'all do it in the morning?
7:45, as I said before, and then also at 4, we've been doing recently, on Fridays.
What are some goals that you would like to see for this year, the remaining years, and next year?
Well, I am a senior, so this is my last year here with the club, unfortunately. But I'm hoping to see some of the younger students joining and wanting to become leaders and volunteers for the club as well as club members so that we can keep the club going.
I agree. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Hi, my name is Sarah Johnson from SHS BNN, and this is episode 4 of the Late Morning Show. And today we're just gonna go over some of the problems that you guys have in your relationships. I know February is over, but a lot of y'all had some questions about your love lives that I'm gonna answer. So the love doctor is in, and I'm just gonna answer these questions today. And for all y'all who have doubts about my advice, y'all got a diploma right here. A love doctor diploma that says I did 15 years. I kept my parents together for 15 years, so I'm highly qualified to give y'all some advice. So I'm just going to use people's initials so you guys won't get confused and I don't have to say their names. So RJ says that she thinks the problem with her is that she's not branching out and meeting new people, and she likes this person on the football team. He's in her French class and takes dual enrollment history with her. And she thinks the answer to her problem is, I think I should confess my feelings for him. Look, I think you should totally confess your feelings to this boy. Go in there trusting that everything's going to be okay, because if you go in there doubting, everything is not going to work out. Just go tell him how you feel, and if he rejects you, move on. You're going to get knocked down. That don't mean you can't move on to something. Don't let it tear you down if he rejects you, and if he doesn't, then just go for it. BL says, I really like this girl, but I don't know how to tell her because she's so complicated, but I love her for that. But at the same time, I don't know how to express my feelings because if I do, I know she'll push me away. So I act aggressive to cover up the fact that I'm in love with her. I've been hurt before, so I know how this goes, but I can't help but think she's different. I know I love her, but every time I see her, I just walk away. And she thinks the answer to her problem, well, she ain't got an answer to her problem, so I'm just going to give it to her. So you really like this girl, but you're pushing her away by acting aggressive. I feel like if you're going through all this trouble because you believe that she's going to reject you, I feel like you shouldn't do it. Because if you've been broken before, it takes some time. You see that you have trust issues, it's going to take some time for you to heal from those past situations. So in this situation, I just want you to look at this person, look at their background, look at their character, and see if you really want to do this before you want a good thing that you have with that person. The next person is AA. He says he's in a relationship, so. He says he's been talking to his girl for a while, and he don't understand why she won't ask him out. And he says the answer is, well, he don't got an answer. He says he has no clue. Well, if you've been talking to this girl for a while and you think she's feeling you, I think you should ask her out if she's not asking you out, because maybe she's having the same fears that you're having. I just feel like you need to have a quick sit down to see what's up, or just take some time to just, like I said to this past one, just take some time to see what's up, Don't rush into anything, because you're scared and she's scared and you both scared, ain't nothing gonna work out. Okay, so BS says she's not in a relationship, but she thinks that relationships in high school always have a level of toxicity at a point, and people just move on too fast and break up after a week and act like it ruined their whole life. And she thinks the answer to her problem is people try to be more understanding. I feel like this is a problem for other people and not you. So if you got a friend who has this, I feel like people come from different backgrounds. They're gonna bring different experiences to a relationship. So I don't really have an answer for this though, because people are gonna bring their own problems into relationships. The best thing that you could do is focus on yourself and see what you can do to improve your relationship, other than always wanting to fix the other person. And if you've done that and it's not working out, then you need to take a look at what's going on, because something's not working out. You either need counseling or you need another love doctor, because I ain't got the answer. Thank you for watching The Love Doctor, and tune in for a part 2, because I know you want to see it. And when you do, go follow us at SHS News and tweet #LoveDoctor.
Hello, this is SHS BNN, and this is fellow members of FFA here.
I'm Gabby, and I'm the president of our FFA chapter.
I'm Colleen. And I'm Chloe.
Alright, Gabby, I want to ask you, why should someone join FFA?
To me, someone should join FFA because you get to open up and meet new people, and FFA doesn't really just pertain to farming and all that, what everyone thinks it's about. You get to go places, see new things, try new things,
Have fun.
and just have fun in general.
Can you tell me a little bit about the PLOW program?
Okay, PLOW means passing literacy onward. In our opening ceremony, it says, "The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much." And those words inspired PLOW. It's how we utilize and manage the soil, because we need soil for everyday growing and plants.
That makes sense.
It's for future generations to know the knowledge of all of what FFA is about, just to teach them and project what you can do without having to do much. Like, it's common, if you just want a simple agriculture job, it's easy to join. It encourages FFA members to go and talk to other FFA chapters and fellow members to learn new things. They can acquire so many, like, chapter degrees and all that.
Okay, so like, Colleen, was the school Zoom meeting with the elementary school related to that?
Yes, it was. Back in December, we held a Zoom meeting for elementary students, and we talked to them about like what agriculture is, why it's important, and we showed them around like our ag classes, showed them our animals that we take care of in our greenhouse, and this is important because it teaches them like where their food comes from, and also it gives them an idea of like what future career path they may want to take.
Okay, that's very interesting. I'm sure like they love the animals.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was their favorite. What's your favorite farm animal?
My favorite farm animal? Cows.
No,
Pretty
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Chloe, okay, so interesting question. Miss Cummings has a mouse in her room. What is your advice?
Well, is it dangerous?
It's a mice. It's like that small.
I would suggest maybe getting like a sticky trap. You know, be very careful though, because it could snap any second.
You don't want to kill the thing.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, of course.
And what would you like to see for the future of FFA?
For me, I would like to see a lot of younger members join because our middle schoolers, as they come into high school, it'd be really nice to have more people participate in our club.
Anything else you guys want to say about FFA? Come join.
Yeah, come join us.
All right. Thank you for interviewing us today, and thank you.
On a dark and stormy night in 1950s New England, a group of 6 strangers are summoned to a millionaire's mansion to find out they're all being blackmailed. When one of the guests is killed, and another, they realize that a murderer is on the loose. Will they be able to hide the bodies and figure out who the killer is before the police arrive? Come and find out if the killer could be Professor Plum with the revolver, Colonel Mustard with the wrench, Mrs. White with the rope, Mr. Green with the lead pipe, Mrs. Peacock with the dagger, Miss Scarlet with the candlestick, or the creepy butler. Don't miss the Smyrna High School Theater's spring production of Clue, a hilarious murder mystery whodunit that's fun for the whole family. Shows are April 8th and 9th at 12:45 p.m., April 10th at 7 p.m., and April 11th at 2:30 p.m. All tickets are just $5. Ticket and show information can be found at shstheater.net.